All right. Questions on anything that we covered, I guess it was 2 weeks ago. Which was, I guess, Kabbalat Shabbat, right? I mean, Lecha Dodi. We finished, and we talked about Hamakom Yinachem, right? What we say to the mourners when they come in after Kabbalat Shabbat, which I had promised I would give you, but I haven't gotten to that yet, and I haven't gotten to the vowel sheet, but I'm going to get to that this week. But any questions before we kind of move on?
No.
Okay. So we're moving on to the Mariv service for Friday night. Oh, did anybody do we want to review Mourner's Kaddish again?
No.
Did I miss class last week? I don't remember doing that.
No
Or was
class
that-
last
Okay, all right.
the week before. Okay, so no on the Mourner's Kaddish. Okay. I'm just scrolling so I don't have to scroll when I'm with you. Okay, there we go. It's bigger. And share my screen. All right, we are on page. Oh, good question. What page are we on? We're on page 39.
39.
39. Okay, and I will share my screen. Oh, I probably have to become a host to share the screen. That usually helps.
Yeah.
That's why I come on early to do all of this stuff, and I didn't. Okay.
That's because I was talking to you.
I know, right? Okay. Everybody see my screen?
Yes.
And my mouse. Good. All right. All right, Barb, let's start with you.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Easy, right?
Very.
Congregation then responds with Barbara.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu.
Oh, right here. This one.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Okay. The leader will then repeat that again as well. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Gets it down. And this is the call to worship. The Baruch Hu is the call to worship, right? This is where we have to have 10 people in order to say this, right? This is now when we're in a true minyan, in a collective. Okay. Mary, read for us the first line.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha-yolam ha-yolam
Ha-olam.
ha-olam
Good, so it's just O.
ha-olam.
Yep. Okay, Sandy.
Asher Badvur Ma'ariv Arvim.
Okay. Asher Bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim. Laurel.
Bechav ma votei ha sha'arim.
Yep. Do you see this is the kamat katan, right?
Yeah.
So this is an O sound. Bechochma Hoteach. Remember, we have this exception to the
At
rule.
the end.
Hoteach she'arim. Okay. Barb.
Uv tevu na meshane itim.
Yep. Uvit vuna meshane itim. Barbara,
B'mahalalik lin ach at minim.
umachalif et hazdmanim.
Yeah.
A little bit. Sandy, Mary, this is gonna be a long one for you.
I don't know if that's a ta or a sa.
That's a sa.
Oh. Sadir et ha ko ka vim. I'm sorry.
I know it's a hard one. Keep going, keep going. You could do it.
Bemish Bemishmin rotate no.
Hem. Everything else
Hem.
you got. Good.
Bar Baraki Aim
Ah.
Baraki
Yep.
Kir so
No. This is a
Vu.
none. This is a none.
Cone.
Okay. See the difference here between this nun
Oh, that's a nun. Oh,
and this ha.
I yes.
This is a little shorter. Okay. I'm gonna read this.
Yes.
Umestader et hakokavim bemish merotehem barakia kirtsono. Do it a little faster. Umesader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtsono. Very, very difficult. All right, Sandy.
Yam Velayala.
You got it. Borei Yom Valayla. Laurel.
Golel or Mifne
Uh-huh.
Hoshech
Mhm.
the Hoshech Mifne or
You got it. Golel or mipnei choshech, vechoshech mipnei or. Remember I told you about this line? That's where they want you to emphasize it, right? So it's choshech, not choshech. But again, you pronounced it properly. Okay. At the triangle, Barb.
Uma Vir Yom Umevi Lila.
Yep. Uma'avir yom umevi laila. Barbara.
V'mavadol ban yom the ben la'ala.
Yes. Umavdil vein yom uvein laila.
Lila.
There, Lila, right?
Excuse me, why is that not Lala?
Because you have the yud here, so you have to pronounce this is where it's a consonant. It's la.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good question. All right, Mary, keep going. Adonai.
Okay, Adonai, tis ba ot shamo.
Yep, Adonai Tsevaot Shemo.
Zeva. Excuse me, Limor.
Yeah.
The TZ sound I have trouble with, so it's like a Z. Says,
It's like pizza. It's like the Z in pizza.
okay.
So it's not like the Z in zebra. It's like the P in pizza. Right? So it's tsa. It's Tsevaot, not Zevaot. Tsevaot. Right?
Yes.
It's a tough one. Sandy.
El He Vakayam Tamid Yamluk Aleinu Laolam Va'ed.
Yep. El Chai V'Kayam Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed. Laurel.
Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim.
Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. So now I'm going to scroll over to the English. So this is, we call everyone to worship. And the paragraph after, this, after the Baruch Hu, is different in the morning than it is in the evening. So I want you to see the difference. So this is, Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvarach. Praise Adonai to all who is praised. We respond, praise Adonai to all whom is praise directed forever and ever, right? And here it is. Sovereign of our time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seas and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tsevaot is your name, living and ever-present God. May your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. Right? So this is really about, if I were to ask a fifth grade class, what distinguishes day from night? These might be some of the things, right? Bringing out the stars and making it go from light to dark and that sort of thing. And so we're thanking God for that, right? And acknowledging that God is the one that does that, right? Okay. Questions? Okay. Next page is Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam actually means the love of the world. And this is, I really love this prayer. And we say this in Shachari, and we also say this at Mari. So when we get to the next piece of, when we get through Friday night and we go to Saturday morning, some of these things are going to be the same. Which is why I like to do Friday night first, because then we can sail through Saturday morning and concentrate on some of the things that you know and that you're familiar with from Saturday morning. Okay, Barb.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael.
Yep. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael. Barbara.
Amcha Ahavat. Avata.
Ahavta. Amcha Ahavta. Good, good, good. Mary.
Okay, Tov Ra. U, umits, umits, oat. Oh, umits vote.
Yes, remember this exception of when you have a schwa and a vav with a vowel on it, you pronounce the vowel. It's like this obscure, thing. But because the word mitzvah and mitzvot and mitzvotecha are things that we say often, you see them often, right? So that's mitzvot. Go ahead.
Ukim, umsh, Team.
Chukim umishpatim. Sandy?
Otanu Ramadota.
Yep. Otanu limadita. Laurel.
Albain Adonai Eloheinu.
Alkain Adonai Eloheinu. I'm going to
Elohim.
scroll a little bit. Barb.
Shaki Venu Uvku Menu.
Beshoch venu uv kumenu. Good. Barbara.
Vashiach.
Na.
Oh, Nasha.
Here's the fa. Here's
Yeah.
the na.
Yep.
Yep. Good.
Nashiach. Bachada. Dacha.
Bechukecha.
Behu.
Nastiach bechukecha.
Gosh, I got that wrong. Okay.
All good. All good. Okay. Mary.
The Nisma, the D, Varay,
Yep.
okay, Torah, Torah Teka,
Uh-huh.
Uv Mitzoteka.
Yep. Venismach bedivrei Toratecha uvemitzvotecha. Sandy.
Olam Va'ed.
The Olam Va'ed. Laurel.
Be him. Oh, what is that? Yenu.
Yep. Ki haim chayenu. I'm going to scroll. Barb.
Lost this. Oh, okay, I see it.
Sorry.
Viorech Yaminu.
Yep. The Orech Yamenu. Barbara.
Vibahem Naha Va Thay Nahafe Gay Gay
Yep.
Yomem Valela.
Yep. Uvahem nege. Remember, the hey is silent.
Right,
Plus,
nege.
there's a vowel under it. This is nege. Yomam valayla. Mary.
Let's see.
Mary's getting challenged today.
It's not fair.
The ha Bateka.
Yep.
Seer me menu
Uh-huh.
Le, yeah, le, olam.
Got it. Ve'ahavatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Good job. Sandy.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Amo Yisrael.
There you go. So this is the second prayer before the Shema. And at night, we don't wear a tallis, so we don't have to take, the four corners of the tallis and all of that, which there's a third blessing in the morning to do that. But this one is, like I said, ahavat olam means the love of the world, right? So here it is. With timeless love, you've loved your people, the house of Israel. You've taught us Torah, mitzvot, statutes, and laws. Therefore, God, as we lie down and we rise up, we shall speak of your laws, rejoicing in the words of your Torah and your mitzvot forever and ever. For they are our life and the fullness of our days, and on them we shall meditate day and night. Don't ever withdraw your love from us, Baruch atah Adonai, who loves the people Israel. I just think it's a beautiful kind of reminder that God is not just our God, he's the God of the whole earth, right? And the God of everything. So, okay. Questions? Okay. So now we get to Shema, right? We know this one, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Because we sing, a lot of congregations will sing the first paragraph with the trope. They include the trope here. So that's what you're seeing here is the trope. Okay, the extra lines and dots and all of that. So, so try to ignore those as you go through it. Laurel, start with Ve'ahavta.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chal levavcha uv'chal nafshecha.
Yep. So this is Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha. Barb.
Uvakol meodecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavacha.
Yep. Yeah, you got it. Uvechol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha. Now, I'm gonna, as we go through this, warn you to make sure you're still reading it and not just saying it rote, that you know it, right? Because sometimes, right? Sometimes we're used to saying it or singing it how it is at shul or how we learned it, and it might not quite be, it might be just a teeny bit off. So, so I'll warn you about that. Barbara.
Which line?
Hayom.
Okay. Hayom al lavavecha the she non techa tem
Tom.
tam lavanecha the divarecha rech the rech the varet
Barta.
the barta, yeah, because I'm not singing it, it doesn't
Yeah.
Bem vash vatecha.
Okay. Hayom al levavecha. Veshinantam levanecha. Vedibarta bam. Beshivtecha.
Vitecha.
Yep. Mary.
Beveteka. Uv la uvlak uvlak teka.
Huh?
Vadir Vadir Vadireka. Vadirek.
Uh-huh. Good.
Uv Shah Kaveka.
Huh?
Uvko Mecca.
Yep. Bevetecha uvlechtecha vaderech uveshochbecha uvkumecha. So, well, let's finish this and then I'll ask the question. Okay, Sandy.
Ukasharatem la'a'ot al yadecha ve'ayo latefet ben eyaneka.
Okay. Ukshartam leot al yadecha behayu letotafot bein einecha. Laurel, finish it up.
Uktartam al mezuzot betecha uvisharech. Wait a second. Uvish arecha.
Yep. Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. How many times do we have here? Bechol levavcha, nafshecha, meodecha, metzavcha, al levavecha, levincha, levanecha, beshivtecha. Everything with a cha at the end, right? A lot of it.
Mhm.
Because the cha at the end is is part of like conjugating a verb, right? If you ever learned a foreign language. And cha means to yours, like to you and yours. So what this says, you will love God with all of your heart, with all of your might, and with all of your soul and with all of your might, right? So that's it. That's to give to yourself. And all of these things that I have commanded you on your heart, you will teach them to your children, levanecha, to your children. You will speak with them. You will sit with them in your houses. You will walk in that way, and you will lie down with them, and you will wake up with them, right? These are the laws. These are the mitzvot. These are the things. You will tie them on your arms, and they will be a reminder between your eyes, and you will write them down on your mezuzahs of your house and on your gates. Okay, so it's all your. And these are basically a big commandment of commandments, right? And we say this 4 times a day, right? We say this 3 times a day and before we go to bed. It's so important that we have these things. Now, I said we tie them on our arms and they are reminders between our eyes, because this is what is written inside tefillin. This passage is written inside the tefillin that goes on your arm and between your eyes. And then it says, you shall write them down on the mezuzahs of your house, on the thresholds of your house, and on your gates. And that's exactly what's in our mezuzah also. The same thing that's in the tefillin is written in the mezuzah, and it's this. It is this, and this is what's written. So why do we think this is so important that not only we say it 4 times a day, But it's in our tefillin, it's in our mezuzahs, it's commanding us to love God with all our heart, with all our soul, with all our might. Make sure we teach them to our children. We should remember them when we lie down. We should remember them when we get up. We should write them on the doorposts of our houses, etc., etc. Why is that so important?
It's God's command to us for how to live.
Yeah, I mean, this is really, not only God's command, but, God wants you to know that this world, this everything is created for you, right? Right? You shall put this on your doorpost. You shall tell your children, this is all for you. I've done this for you. Right? So do we want to do the second paragraph of the Shema? Or do we want to just skip to the third paragraph? What do you think? This is the second paragraph. We don't really say it. It's usually done silently. And because of all the tropes, I don't want to confuse you. But this third paragraph, Vayomer Adonai El Moshe Lymor, this we sometimes say, and I think this is kind of important. So let's read this. I'll read the first line since I read half of it. Vayomer Adonai El Moshe Lymor, Daber El Bnei Yisrael. Barbara?
The Marta, ala tem, the ser, the so, la
Stu?
tu, yeah, la tem, zizat, ziyat, ziyat,
Tzitzit.
Zitzit, of course, Zitzit. Al Vani Va Van Va sorry.
Okay.
Kani Kan Va
They.
Bay Convey Ba Big Da Ham Big Da him.
Yes. Ve'amarta alehem ve'asu lahem tzitzit al kanfei vigdehem. Barb?
Ladoratam Venat Nu Al Tzitzit Hakan. Forget what the last sound is.
That's a final say.
Hakanaf
Yes.
Patil Tekelet yeah.
Yep. Ledorotam venat nu al tzitzit hakanaf petil techelet vehaya. Sandy?
Lakem, Nitzitzi, Urv, Tem, Ocher, Uzvaretem, Et, Tal, Mitzvot, Adonai.
Yep. Lachem letzitzit uritem oto Uzchartem et kol mitzvot Adonai. Laurel.
Va'asitem otam velo toturu achare levavchem va'achare einevem.
Okay. Ve'asitem otam, excuse me, ve'asitem otam, velo taturu, acharei levavchem, ve'acharei einechem. Mary,
Ash, Asher, I don't know how to actually say that. Asher,
Asher,
Asher, Atem, Zunim, Zon, was it Zonim?
Zonim, yeah,
Aharehim, Lema'an, Tiz, Kilu, Dam.
you got it. Asher atem zonim acharehem. Lema'an tizkeru ve'asitem. I'm going to scroll. Barb,
Where are we? Et call meets o ta v'hayitem kadoshim le lo them ani Adonai.
et kol mitzvotai vehitem kedoshim leElohechem. Ani Adonai. Barbara,
Elohechem asher ha'otziti at kem ma'aretz meets Raim la tayot.
Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiyot. Mary,
Lakem, le, Lohim, Ani, who,
Adonai.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
Adonai,
Adonai.
Elohim,
Yep. Lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem emet.
Amen. Emet.
Okay. So this is the third paragraph of the Shema, right? And this is, again, pretty important. Adonai said to Moses, speak to the people Israel and instruct them that in every generation they shall put tzitzit on the corners of their garments, placing a thread of blue on the tzitzit, the fringe of each corner. That shall be your tzitzit. You shall look at it and remember all the mitzvot of Adonai, fulfill them, not be seduced by your eyes and your heart as they lead you astray. Then you will remember and fulfill all my mitzvot and be holy before your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God, truly. Okay? So this one's also really important, right? This is where God tells Moses to tell everyone, the Bnei Israel, that to remind them how important God is and who God is, right? Again, remember how we started this, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, God is one. So throughout this entire Shema, we are remembering who is our one God and what has that God done for us, right? So, questions about the Shema.
When was it written? By whom?
Oh, I don't know. Most of this is in the Torah, so we don't really know. Why do we cover our eyes when we say Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad?
So we can focus.
Exactly. We want to make sure we're focusing on what we're saying. Because this part of our religion, right? Remember, at the time that our religion was being formed, we were the first monotheistic religion. And so we wanted to make sure that we remember that we have one God.
My husband read
Remember,
it the other day in a book that he's reading about Jews and the Romans, that when the temple was destroyed, Jews realized that they could go out and become the diaspora, and God wasn't only in the temple. God was everywhere, and God was universal, and God was the God of everyone. And
right?
that was when the Jews wanted people to understand that God, the God of everyone, not just of the Jews.
Right. And I think we're struggling with that even today in 2024.
Yeah.
That, to break away from that whole God is the chosen people, because God is everyone's God.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think that's something, when we talk about today, anti-Semitism today, I think that's something we struggle with too. But this is definitely something that is central. The Shema is central to our religion. So I understand that Bill Clinton, when he went to a synagogue one time, probably your synagogue, Barbara,
Mm-hmm.
he was at a synagogue one time and he heard this and he saw how everybody was covering their eyes, and he came back to the White House and said, okay, I want to know more about that prayer. I want to know why, it seemed so special to him. And he learned more about the prayer. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah.
That, he was just after seeing how the congregation acted during that prayer as opposed to all of the other prayers.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to know it the best, right? Mm-hmm. They seem to concentrate. They seem to have the most kavanah or meaning when they said that prayer. So I thought that was very interesting.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to pick up after the Shema. The Friday night service after the Shema, there's not a lot. There's maybe a couple weeks worth. But I think we're going to do another week or two of Friday night, finish up Friday night, do a couple of Hanukkah things. So what I usually will do is I'll do the blessings for the blessings over the candles. And if there's any, and I think I go over Mao's tours in my little booklet. But But if there's any other songs that you would like to go over and learn, let me know, and I'll put them into the packet before I send it out to you. Like I said, we probably have another 2 weeks anyway. I assume that we're gonna meet next week, the 24th. December 1st is Thanksgiving weekend, so I assume we're gonna give that up.
Right.
So we're gonna meet on the 24th. So I'll try to finish up the Friday night service next week, so that we have the 8th and the 15th to do the Hanukkah blessings.
Sounds good.
Okay, so when I email you the recap this week, email me back with any songs that you'd like to do for Hanukkah. And you know, again, I know Jennifer had asked to put together that piece of what we say to mourners when we go to a Shiva house, and I'll put that together and I'll put the vowels together. But if there's anything else that we want to cover by the end of January, beginning of February, I guess it's the end of January or whatever we're done, let me know. If there's something you want to cover, something that, maybe was in Friday night, maybe was in something, and you really want to cover it, it's something that if you don't go on to the next level or the next class, you want to have that in your back pocket. So let me know what that is, and we'll try as much as we can to put that in. And if it's something we can't put in, I'll help record it for you or point you to a recording of it or something like that. And then level 3, we'll start with Saturday morning services. So we're in very good shape here.
So this class will go through January and part of
End
February.
of January.
Okay, so the weekend of January 19th is Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, and the 20th is on Monday, and that's the inauguration, as well as Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday observed. We're leaving DC for that occasion of the inauguration. We want to be out of town, so I won't be at the class that time. If you
Okay.
have,
It's fine. That's fine. So I think at that point, we're going to be covering whatever else people want to cover. So you can always catch up on the recording
right,
and
okay.
and figure all that out.
Lymor, can you add the prayer for the state of Israel?
Yes.
Thank you. Mary, that's something he's added.
How
He's
about
doing-
Hatikva? Does everybody know Hatikva?
Mhm.
Trying to get to know it by heart.
All right, so maybe we'll review that just to have
Yeah,
it in our
just the
again in our back
middle
pockets
couple lines.
since October 7th of last year.
Yeah.
We have been saying it more and more, so. Okay, and if there's anything else you think about, let me know. Because I'm always happy to add, whatever we want to make sure we get to. But we'll definitely finish up Friday night in the next week and a half. We'll do 2 weeks of, week and a half to 2 weeks of Hanukkah, and then we'll fill in with everything else that we were just talking about. And we're in good shape.
Sounds good. Thank
Sounds
you.
good.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a
All
good
right, ladies.
evening.
have a good night.
Feel
Okay.
better, Lymor.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care.